Congolos, folks. How's we doing today? Sunday, the 11th of April, 2021. So, they want to hit me with some medical misinformation or something, and give me a strike and this and that and the other, and I'm not very happy about it. I'm misinformation. Okay, so I'm gonna run this right here, and rather than watch him at the podium the entire time, because that's not necessarily important. And I'm going to chime in, and I'm going to show some documents and stuff while he's talking, so I can kind of I'm going to try to do a little bit of multitasking. Is what I'm saying today. Yeah, I'm gonna try something new, because that's what I do. I ain't scared. And yeah, let's go. Let's run this right here.
That are put into the press afterwards. And so I want to make a few things very clear before I even start.
And me too. If a person hadn't told you this, showed you this,
for a couple of years at
and they're commenting about this, anything that's going on right now,
during sex education
you
week
tell them
to the medical students.
Shh.
I want to make it perfectly clear that I support responsible sex. I call it responsible sex because it goes much further than the concept of safe sex.
For sure,
and
absolutely.
I'm not so sure that I know what safe sex is.
I mean, because
during this period of time in which
it's a joke,
especially young people of this country have been threatened with AIDS, a death-dealing disease supposedly, as a consequence of irresponsible sexual behavior. The incidence of venereal disease has climbed, and the incidence of births without benefit of marriage has also climbed.
This is irrefutable, just in case you don't know.
Really,
I mean,
very interesting. So this apparently does not have an effect on the sexual behavior of our young people.
they can't do nothing about it, man.
And I never for once thought
misinformation? Are you kidding me?
It never has throughout history. There's only one thing that will affect sexual behavior, and that's understanding what the responsibilities of sex are.
Right, because there's much more to it than this.
And the lives of another human being when you enter into a sexual contract.
Because that's what it is.
You can contract 6 venereal diseases. 6. And number 3, an unwanted pregnancy.
Yes.
Can occur amongst heterosexual.
And that is.
These are very serious and very important considerations.
Very.
And the lack of consideration
that's part of the problem out here.
In this area.
Yes. It caused so much sorrow.
In human suffering.
Yes.
That's incalculable.
I mean.
And the cost in monies that is incredible.
Well, I mean, and it just perpetuates stupidity.
Out there say that I am for irresponsible sex. But lying to our young people.
Right. That's bullshit, man.
Causing death and destruction through that lie. I am against telling
I won't do it.
The young people so that they continue in other behaviors which are truly causing AIDS. Now, you've got to ask yourself the reason that I'm here today. And it's been suggested that I'm here to sell a book.
Not a chance.
Deadly Deception.
No.
There's only 2 ways that you can get the truth to people. By your own words out of your own mouth.
There you go.
By putting them on paper.
And I'm doing both.
That's the reason for the book.
I'm doing both. That's what I mean. That's all you got.
The most horrible scandal and scam ever perpetrated, not only in the name of science, but in humanity and in all history.
I mean, I couldn't believe I'd never heard of this. Maybe over the past year, whenever I found it at the bottom of somebody's video I watched. Because I scroll down there and I look at the comments because
I remember World War II very well.
of this right here.
And it's a very significant day today because I see an incredible parallel between what is going on in the so-called AIDS epidemic and what happened in the years preceding and resulting in World War II. The great lie of Hitler. It's amazing. I think he would envy the job being done by members of the National Institutes of Health and even the media.
This man rolling over in his grave.
In this country. I charge the media with part of the responsibility, and a very significant one, in the current Holocaust.
For real.
That being worse than the one that occurred during World War II.
Get him. Oh, it's way worse. Whoa. I can see this. I can't speak to what I don't know. But
the virus that probably caused AIDS. And that announcement was made with Margaret Heckler in 1984 to the press and to the media without one single scientific document appearing in any journal.
They took my house without one single solitary document to say anything.
That the virus caused any disease.
They just do this shit, man. They just do it. Because they're like, they're used to dealing with dummies, man, that don't know. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, you heard him. They don't need one paper page, nothing, man.
Now, it's interesting. A lot of questions are asked of me whenever I appear before the cameras and do what some people have called a stunt. To sell books.
To sell books. Yep.
From the planet Earth.
Right, and I mean, do I look like I got a...
believe that these individuals are from the planet Uranus.
I mean, they got to be out of this world.
That I would stick myself with a virus.
No way.
That is supposedly deadly for the purpose of selling a book. That's complete insanity.
But I mean, he kind of buried the lead there. I mean, I'm not putting nothing in me, like nothing. I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be putting in me. I'm damn sure not trying to put anything in me that ain't supposed to. I had enough of that.
Without a doubt, I invite them to take me to court.
Please.
Take me to court because they have been putting out a killer drug knowingly.
Because they've been robbing and pillaging people.
Because in a court of law,
without recourse.
To provide the absolute proof and evidence, as I have in my book, Deadly Deception. Now, I'm not alone in what I'm doing here today. How does the press escape such obvious truths?
That's what I'm trying to say. How does my story not be heard? How is Black Lives Matter all over the place? And I can't. You don't even know. I can't even get a fucking YouTube video to get a hit.
His entire career on the line. What did he have to gain?
But they quickly hit my shit down, knock my shit down about some fucking this, that, and every damn thing.
They can't take away his professorship because he's tenured. Why would a Charles A. Thomas, professor emeritus of Harvard, say the same thing? Why would Kary Mullis, who won the Nobel Prize in virology last year, why would he stick his neck out?
Why do we have to go and hunt down this kind of information?
These are the questions reporters should be asking. And in order to sell a book, I would inoculate myself with a virus that supposedly is deadly.
And see what did you just hear what he said?
We all know something that you just don't get.
Man.
That if you take the virus out of the equation, you have a perfectly understandable disease with a perfectly understandable answer. And I must remind you, in case you are not aware of it, and if you haven't read my book, that we have known what causes acquired immune deficiency diseases for at least 70 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the medical textbooks. It's there for you to read.
Bam.
Number one cause on the face
I'll be
of the
trying to
earth
tell you, got to read.
Malnutrition and starvation. That's African.
You have to have the same kind of discernment reading. You admit that shit better be better because
inside headlines that streamed across 2 pages.
That's all. I mean, damn, dude. That's how they're conveying what you need to know.
Who head part-time.
You're never
in
going to
an
know.
organization of
You're never going to get
250
what you need to
people,
know if you don't
their
read.
own hospitals,
I
their
mean,
own doctors, their own laboratories, who have lived in the heart of the epidemic, supposedly,
I just don't understand.
for 5 years.
They talk about research and all this shit, but it's like,
epidemic.
dude,
It doesn't exist.
if anybody had spent 5 fucking minutes doing any type of research, they wouldn't have been able to stop.
World Health
I'm telling you.
And says, oh, I've seen the people dying. Of course you have. We all saw them on television in Somalia. What do you think you were looking at? That was AIDS.
Yes, sir.
Due to starvation.
Malnutrition.
It's no big secret what's
Not
causing
one
AIDS.
bit.
We've known it for 70 years. Number 2 is drugs. And don't just think of street drugs.
Because it ain't that's how they're getting you, man.
Is actually 2 medical drugs.
Yes.
AZT,
The killer.
a drug that was discovered in the 60s as a chemotherapeutic drug for cancer and was shelved because it was too toxic to treat cancer. A drug worse than cancer. Being used to treat people who are immunosuppressed.
What do you think happened to him?
Back to the other causes of AIDS. So it's not only street drugs but medical drugs, but now 3 is radiation. What do they worry about at Chernobyl and Nagasaki and Hiroshima?
Get you some chemo.
But number 4 is chemotherapy. Number 4.
So,
The number 4 cause
what's
of
killing the
death
people?
of
What killed my daddy?
acquired immune deficiency diseases.
Now we know.
Chemotherapy. And the most toxic chemotherapeutic drug of all times, AZT,
Yeah, I mean,
is what they're now using
there you go. I mean, I don't.
to treat AIDS. And the Concord study, completed last year. Now, can you imagine saying to the world, where was the press? Where are you people? Here they're giving a drug that costs thousands of dollars a year, and it doesn't do any good? That's if you want to believe that. But did anybody here bother to look at the insert, the paper that comes
tells you
with the
that
drug?
it's the killer.
It's a DNA terminator.
Bam.
It means it is a terminator, just like the movie.
You're done.
It terminates life. You
Cell
terminate
killer.
DNA, you terminate life.
Yeah.
And they talk about side effects in the insert. When are you going to learn there is no such thing as a side effect?
They're direct.
Medicine? It's an unwanted direct effect.
You damn right, man.
You
It's a
know,
direct
one of the
effect. You
unwanted
took it, and it's
direct
directly
effects of
fucking. It's
AZT
going to do that direct
is
fucking shit. I mean,
cancer.
I mean,
One of the diseases of AIDS, as they call it.
you got to sidestep the bullshit because they're going to serve it up to you every
Side
time.
effect, which is really an unwanted direct effect.
Yes, an unwanted direct effect.
You need
Yes.
the definition? Pancytopenia. Pan. All.
Yes.
Cells.
He's right.
Penia. Loss of.
Hey,
Loss
man.
of all your cells. That's AIDS.
There you go.
That is the definition of AIDS.
Damn.
So AZT
What did he
by
say?
definition,
One more time.
Penia. Loss of all your.
How'd he say the word? I mean,
Cytocells. Pancytopenia. You need a
pancytopenia.
definition? Pancytopenia. Pan. All.
Yep.
Cytocells.
Mhm.
Penia. Loss of.
That one I
Loss
didn't
of
know.
all your cells. That's AIDS.
But shit,
That
dude.
is the definition of AIDS.
In the word, that's what I be saying, man. We can make these words.
Own drug insert causes AIDS, and nobody survives AZT.
You can't.
That will eventually lead to
You
your
can't.
death, and they've cut the dosage way down because it was killing them too fast. It's like giving somebody a large dose of strychnine and they die within 5 minutes. And so the next person, you give them a few drops of it and they last 4 or 5 days, and you say strychnine's a wonderful drug.
And that's the kind of research, that's the kind of numbers that they're bringing you on a lot of these this misinformation news that bombards the airway.
So give me one scientific document.
They're gonna cut me down talking about
serious disease. It doesn't.
misinform the peoples. Are you kidding me?
The virologists who are responsible for this, what do they have to gain? Now, I don't know what Dewsbury had to gain, or Charles A. Thomas, or Kary Mullis. He already got his Nobel Prize. Why does he come out and say it?
Bam.
And he's the one that found the test.
Mm-hmm.
The PCR reaction.
The one they talking about. This is him. He's gonna tell you all about it.
That the virus causes any
Check
disease
this out.
whatsoever. But what about the individuals who have perpetrated this lie? They are all multi-millionaires.
Sure.
What do we have to say about the National Institutes of Health? When a private laboratory, independent laboratory, found AZT to be 1,000 times more toxic than the laboratory of the NIH. We can understand a 5% error in a laboratory, even a 10% error. But a 10,000% error? A 100,000% error? That's fraud.
That's fraud.
I
That's
understand that the word has gone out and there's
flagrant.
documents and letters to prove it. That the CDC, the same organization that let blacks go untreated with syphilis, well documented, just to see what would happen with the disease.
Just want to check it out.
This same organization who had to admit that they can't give in on the AIDS thing now because nobody will ever be able to trust the government.
Right. That's their excuse. That's their
What
excuse.
the people think about government. But science is acting no differently than politicians do. And now we have disease by politics.
For sure.
Isn't it strange that the same day or the day after Robert Gallo filed for a test for HIV after it was announced? This sounds like premeditation. You mean he just happened to have this test available? And so the same day or the following
Sound familiar? Does that sound familiar,
he
y'all?
filed for a patent? He had a test. He was simply looking for some kind of a disease he wanted to apply it to. And that test. 30,000 Russians who tested positive for HIV were then tested with another test that's supposedly far more accurate to confirm the positivity.
No.
And 66 out of 30,000 proved to be positive.
That must have been their numbers.
The test HIV is 99.997% inaccurate. You want to take a test that's 3,000th of a percent right?
3,000%. 3,000th of a percent right.
They're taking a test that is not only invalid, it's totally misleading. In fact, when you get results like that, then I would say you're going to be more correct that if you're read as being negative, consider yourself positive. And if you're positive, consider yourself negative.
Bam, like I'm telling you all the time, everything's inverted. If they gave it to you, it's upside down.
That does more testing than anybody else. And the doctor who ran it was bragging about the fact that he did more. When I told him about the book I wrote, he said, shh, don't say anything. I think you.
Right, because I got to get this money, man. I get this bread right here. Yeah.
Negative.
I can't do it, man. Sorry. Not really. I'm not really sorry, but I can't do it, dude.
When he was answering what I did in...
I'm not going to be quiet. No. No!
Ago, he said, well, he's going to have to stick himself 300 times.
Damn!
With the virus.
Shit! 300 times!
You people in the press.
I don't know what it'd be.
Times to transmit a virus? You cannot have an epidemic under those circumstances.
Here we are.
If you can't transmit it by blood, you certainly can't transmit it sexually. Unless you're into real sadistic acts during sex.
I mean,
I don't know how much blood you want to draw.
No doubt.
It's literally unbelievable what they're getting away with.
300 times? 300 jabs?
The United States government says 12,000 people died each year. From 1985 to 1992. Now, a child in public school will tell you an epidemic starts out in 1 year. You got everybody's involved. That's where they would put it.
They learned, they picked up on that, huh?
A year for 7 years in a row. That's not epidemic. By definition, it's endemic. And you would expect.
See, he knows how to make words.
Considering it spread sexually, that you'd have probably 15 to 20 million. We're a pretty active country when it comes to sex. We like to put it down, but we sure belie it in that behavior that we do.
Huh?
Oh, an epidemic, really. In Russia, 105 deaths from AIDS since 1987. In
That's the year I was born.
80 deaths since 1984. Epidemics? There is no epidemic.
I mean, I'm probably a kindergartner right now when this man doing this right here talking, and
That alone should alert the press.
and they telling me this pumping this,
You
man.
hear an argument amongst
What's
politicians,
going on?
and one calls the other names and doesn't answer the specific charges scientifically.
What the fuck, you two?
Who's the liar?
What kind of shit is this, man?
Fauci and Gallo.
Y'all wrong,
Instead of
man.
Answering the scientific
Y'all wrong, man.
conflicts and contradictions
What y'all expect somebody to be like,
that
man?
Dr.
You
Duisberg has
just
brilliantly pointed out.
put me in a fucking hole.
Instead of answering them,
I can't get no view. Who the fuck even watch my video to even complain about it?
can you imagine? I've been called a homophobe.
That's what I thought.
I wonder.
So what's up with the fucking dumb shit, man?
Of hope.
I'm just one little dude, man. One fucking guy.
And the
Why y'all want to fuck with me?
and all the other outcasts of society, which strangely enough are the only groups that have been connected with the so-called AIDS. Because you see, if you belong to one of those groups, you've got AIDS.
Like, right. That's how they treat the fucking. That's why I don't even fuck with y'all, man. I don't even fucking want nothing from none fucking none of yous, man.
Cystis pneumonia. 30 plus diseases. Where is the press? How do they
They're
get a
absent.
story that a virus knows what country it's in?
Yeah, they know the border and everything.
3 symptoms in Africa, but 30 diseases in the United States and Europe. How do they buy the story that a virus has prejudices?
How you gonna punish me? How you gonna be on me for picking up a fucking book and reading for myself and learning for myself and not taking the word of some dumbass who's on here that you're fucking paying
Married a single, black or white,
to tell us bullshit?
the immigration department.
And then I get on here and I try to tell people the truth, and you're gonna fucking hit me for misinformation. Are you kidding me? This is a damn joke, man.
It's funny, every time that I've stuck myself with a needle, I get calls from major television shows by excited young people who want to tell the truth. And then I get a call 3 days later telling me that it's been nixed at a higher level.
Of course.
That's no surprise.
Because they all answer to the fucking AI.
Who am I fighting?
Like.
2 drug industries.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean,
Supposedly legitimate,
that's how they have to do it.
illegitimate.
You know you don't deal with no people. We don't. That's why they fucking everything got to be automated. You deal with
They sell for your colds and everything else. It's the pharmaceutical industry.
some electronic shit, man. You do that shit digitally. They don't want you fucking. They don't have to deal with you.
And so we have.
Because when it's AI, that motherfucker doesn't. He don't. That so much don't have. It's just either you're in or you're out. It's either or. You can't fucking be in the middle.
A lie.
They can play the middle, but not you.
Most of the world.
They give you the lukewarm shit. Give everything they give you. They give it to you with that lukewarm shit. They don't give you no good. They hide that shit.
And killers like Fauci and Gallo and Hazeltine and Edson.
Yeah, you heard him. Yeah, play it again.
Like Fauci
Yeah, you heard him.
and Gallo, groups of the Axis powers. The liars and killers like Fauci and Gallo and Hazeltine and Essex and Flossy von Stahl and the market officials.
There you go.
These people are getting by with the lie and getting paid immense sums of money for it.
And I get
from the rest of the world.
and I can't even put out a fucking
The study
YouTube
at the
video.
University of Miami was completely fraudulent. You see, I believed that
Hate
the virus
speech.
caused AIDS
You
in
fucking kidding me, man?
1988. And I treated AIDS patients. One of the few doctors willing to. Doctors were
Oh, that mean they're
their
scared to
lives.
death. That mean they're like, oh my God, you can't touch me.
By the way,
I can't even be in the same. You know, you heard the postman,
I did it lots of times in treating my AIDS patients.
mailman, whatever the fuck you call him,
And in fact, it's amazing
punk.
that, in spite of the fact that we are at such great exposure to this deadly disease, the incidence of the disease amongst medical personnel of all types is less than the general
My wife
population.
works at a
This
gas
is the first
station, man.
in
She's up in there
history
every day touching the monies, all of that shit. Ain't had no sign nor had none of that, nothing. Okay.
Not only maybe. The
So no, we don't. We're okay. We do not want you to put anything in
I was
us.
invited to a dinner.
We are good.
Burroughs Wellcome was going to push AZT as a drug for treating AIDS. And we were told we could ask questions during the dinner because Margaret Fischel was going to be speaking. And when she mentioned that the drug AZT had 56 side effects, I raised my hand.
Damn.
And I said, Dr. Fischel,
What the hell's going
A
on?
double-blind study on a drug with 56 side effects. You've got to know if you're on the drug.
You got to.
And she said to me and the rest of the doctors sitting there, well, the placebo had 31.
What?
And I raised my hand again.
What kind of placebo is that?
How could a placebo have 31 side effects?
How? I like.
How could an inert substance have 31 side effects?
Right. I mean,
I didn't know what was wrong then, but I knew there was something wrong.
it's something mad wrong, dude.
Dreadfully wrong, and I didn't
Wow.
know how dreadfully wrong and how deadly wrong it was.
I mean, yeah, you damn right.
But the answer
The placebo?
came years later.
Shit.
The FDA
I never heard anything like that
knows
before. I mean, I
AZT.
don't think I had. I mean, first time I caught that one, man. Damn.
They cut it short because one group in this double-blind study where nobody knew who was on what, one group was doing better than another group.
I
It's a
mean,
lot of compassion. They terminated the study. I don't blame them for that.
I mean, people they were
Sure enough,
dropping.
the AZT group was doing so much better than the placebo group. And so they released the drug. But then 18 months later, their own investigator from the FDA brought back his report. And guess what it showed? The participants in the study knew the first week who was on the drug and who wasn't. You didn't have a double-blind study. It wasn't the Cadillac study. Not only that, some of those on AZT admitted to sharing their drug with members of the placebo group. That explains the 31 side effects in a placebo group. Some of them were taking AZT. Side effects. Right. And by the way, that makes it a complete washout as a scientific study. Right then and there, the drug should have been discontinued, called back. But then came the kicker in this report. The individuals on the AZT in the 4 months of the study received 6 times more blood transfusions
Wow.
than the placebo group. What happens when you get a blood transfusion? You look better, you feel better. And
Well,
you
they
live
don't
a
even
little
do
bit
that whenever
longer.
the people's got the kidney problem. They go get dialysis. That's not a transfusion, man. That's like the cycling, like the dialysis. They don't the transfusions where they give you other blood, different blood.
6 times more transfusions in a 4-month period than the individuals on the placebo.
They don't do that shit, man.
Because you're dealing with a killer drug. And you need those blood transfusions to survive. And coincidentally, they made you look a little bit better and healthier than the other group.
Right.
And then, after I go through all this, invariably, someone's going to ask the question, so what really causes AIDS? And I have to say it 10 times or 20 times in my book, and I'm going to say it again now.
Mm-hmm.
We have known for 70 years
Starvation.
why the other
Malnutrition.
individuals in the study died.
I mean,
The number one cause is malnutrition and starvation. Well, to an extent that was true of some of these individuals, but only true because of the second reason. The number 2 cause is drugs.
There you go.
You recall, you fellows and gals in the press, a couple of weeks ago you reported in your newspapers that we were killing off our senior citizens with too many drugs. And how do you cure them? You get them off the drugs. And how were these people dying of so-called AIDS? From the number 2 cause, drugs. Both medical and street drugs. But one in particular that stood out and has been linked by 24 scientific papers with Kaposi sarcoma, and that's poppers or amyl nitrite. It's very rare that you see a case of Kaposi sarcoma in Africa because they don't use poppers. And this is the first disease, human disease, we can't give to a simian monkey. And I'm talking about legitimate diseases. Because you see, the virologists have been coming up with more diseases than you can imagine. And haven't you bothered to notice most of them never pan out? They disappear from the headlines and they're never heard of again because they weren't diseases really in the first place. Like SMON, a disease in Japan. For 15 years they pursued viruses. And what did it turn out to be? Enteroviroform, a drug for diarrhea that they were using over there. Amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been 15 years and lots of millions of dollars, but guess what our virologists have done? Wow, they hold a candle to no one. For 20 years in Nixon's war on cancer, they spent over $20 billion looking for a virus that caused cancer. And they came up empty-handed. They not only couldn't find a retrovirus, which was the ideal choice because it doesn't kill cells, and it's multiplied by the cells, which is what cancer cells do, but they never found any disease that it caused. But guess what they chose for the scam of AIDS? A retrovirus. Already $20 billion in 20 years, we found nothing that it does. And we also found that absolutely it doesn't kill cells, because if it did, it would commit suicide. It needs the cell in order to replicate, to be alive. So the epidemic would be over before it began. It's impossible. But this is the virus. They've just spent another $20 billion in only 10 years' time. And they're asking for more.
And that's what it's all about. They're just trying to figure out how they're going to charge all the time. They're just charge.
See? Oh, well, they make money with that.
Got charge.
They not only
Fee.
have a test for HIV, which, by the way, is not for the virus. It's for immunity. Like I say, it's the first disease in the history of medicine. When you're immune to it, you're going to die from it.
Wow.
But now,
I mean,
they want to give us a vaccine.
I'm not gonna comment YouTube because I don't want to have no misinformation or nothing.
Test for antibodies, not for the virus. Well, antibodies is what you get when you use a vaccine. You want to produce antibodies to fight the disease. I'm at a loss to understand. If we already have the antibodies, why do we want to create the antibodies? Kind of redundant, isn't it? Oh, by the way, if you take these very same antibodies and you put them in Gallo's culture in his laboratory, you just ruined his multi-million-dollar culture.
Ooh.
Making a fortune out of.
That was cold.
Because you see,
It
these
just told you.
antibodies destroy the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Does the press bother
I mean,
me?
if you didn't understand that, dude, and I fucked it up, go check him out. Go check this out. She's got it.
Publicity? Well, what is it that
Yes.
Peter Duesberg is out for?
Yes. Go get it,
He owns
dude.
a reputation, and still amongst honest scientists, as being the foremost virologist in the world. What is Kary Mullis out for? He just won
Because
the Nobel
I'm
Prize.
pretty sure that
Why does he
this
want to
person right here,
incredibly
this person right here,
reputation,
is just like me.
Nobel Prize
You motherfuckers ain't gonna get away with trying to silence me and shit.
Maybe there's still
Cause
some
I'm not telling no shit that I don't fucking have first-hand knowledge of. I ain't the motherfucker who did it or said it or none of that shit. It's what it is, and you can't change it, and you can't suppress it.
If my children were still in school, And I had house paint.
Because anybody else, man, they probably they won't fucking snatch my channel down just probably fucking putting it on. But I'm not gonna have it. So I put on my fucking I'm Jordan Thompson, damn it, and you're gonna fucking hear me. I ain't spreading misinformation.
So I won't cast the stones at the thousands,
What a joke.
and thousands of virologists out there who are going along with this scam. Because you see, they would be out of jobs if they dared criticize Margaret Heckler.
Well, you need to know I done lost every fucking thing. I don't give a damn. I ain't got anything else to lose. I'll be damned if you're gonna. You can't touch me, man. You can't touch me.
And so the lie is being perpetuated by the silence.
And I'm not gonna sit here and be a little bitch and sit in the corner and cry like a little. No, fuck that. I'm not gonna do it, and I'm not gonna walk on eggshells, and I'm not gonna hide.
Duesberg's challenges, and he says, "Well, if we're wrong, why do so many people believe us?" I could just see Hitler and his stormtroopers saying to the press,
did you hear him?
If we're wrong, why does everybody do what we tell them to?
Right. Because there you go. That's exactly how they.
Looking at not just a simple lie of science. In the back of my book, I have.
Everybody around me, they think it's just easier if I just comply.
Nothing wrong with the man, but because he received so-called tainted blood, they had him on AZT. I set myself to get that man off AZT. I said, if I stick myself with your blood, will it convince you there's nothing to worry about? And Pedro Tessino, now over a year later, is very healthy.
And
having a wonderful life,
that concept right there, that's the exact sentiment that I'm coming from.
But all of his friends are dying or are dead.
Please don't be scared, people. Look.
This is real.
I found the answer, man. And I just look, just here. Go fishing.
Their mouth shut because their jobs depend on it. And I understand that exists in the press too. But you've got organizations. And in a way, so do the virologists have organizations. And if enough of the honest ones would stand up and take that chance.
Well, it doesn't seem like it, dude.
And you can do that in your press associations, even though the people who own the newspapers and the television shows are afraid of losing their sponsors.
It's a joke, man.
Keep your dignity. That's the choice you have to make. And that's the choice that I have had to make.
The people they put on the mask, dude.
I figured that if I didn't do what I knew was right, I'd end up cutting my throat shaving in the morning. Because I wouldn't be able to live with myself. And that's the honest, simple truth.
It is.
I am sticking my finger to bring attention to the current Holocaust. And it's a dreadful one.
And I'm putting all my business out there to show the peoples it don't have to be this way.
In an inhuman fashion. We all have the right to die with dignity.
We all have the right to live, stand on our own 2 feet.
A lot of them wouldn't die at all. They'd simply get off the poppers and off the drugs.
Yeah, we'd be fine. We'd be good.
And there's no dishonor in being gay and admitting that you've been on drugs.
All that shit's just fucking distraction any fucking way, man.
Like we help drug addicts of all followings, so to speak.
Who cares what, I don't know why we're all so worried about what the fuck somebody else doing in the bedroom anyway, dude. It don't matter. It's none of your business.
And there are even some religious groups who have turned against the gays and said it was God's vengeance.
Man.
How can you believe in a loving God and believe that God would cause such a terrible disease amongst humans?
Well, you got to know.
No, this is a man-caused disease. But we all make mistakes in life. And that shouldn't stop the compassion and the love and the understanding of decent human beings. And so I do the act of sticking my finger and create another blood brother in my life as the ancient Indians have done. And I will get another one today. Because I'm not afraid of getting AIDS.
I'm not afraid to
I
die. I'm
know
not
as a
afraid of.
scientist
I'm not even got nothing to lose, none of that, dude.
there's nothing to
Hey,
fear. I know what causes AIDS. I am not going to lie to others nor myself
nope.
about it.
I know what they're
don't
doing.
like
I know.
sticking
Yes,
myself with a needle
yes.
because it hurts.
I don't
If you've
like
ever seen
fucking
my
putting my
expression
business
on
out there like
pictures,
that.
you know that
I don't
to be
like it.
true.
But
So,
I mean, how else is anybody gonna? I mean, it's the only way. It's what
again,
it's
my
what I.
dear,
That's what it's what it is.
we're
That's
going
what.
to become blood
That's why I
brothers.
know that's what the fucking book says. But it's what I'm supposed to do, because I don't necessarily want to.
To the press and to everyone else. I don't intend to stick myself 300 times.
But if that's what it
It doesn't
takes,
prove anything anyway.
fuck.
Oh, and might I say that a Dr. Gottlieb, who achieved fame for being the doctor that noted the first 4 or 5 cases of AIDS, who said to me on a radio broadcast the other night, he would believe me if I took a liter of blood,
Damn.
transfusion of blood. And I said, you must be mad. What is that going to prove? If you need a liter of blood to get AIDS, then nobody's going to get AIDS.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you have to bleed them out.
First, and then I have to do you. Here, but let me do your finger, okay? I mean, I got to do you first, right? Excuse me. Then I got to do me. Excuse me, I have that backwards. All right.
It's easy to do, man, when you get on the spot and everybody, look at all on cameras and shit on him, dude.
There we go. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a typical butterfly needle set. If somebody has a scissor, yeah, I got it. Okay. It's sterile. And usually we use it to take blood by sticking this in, and then we can inject things also. So, let's do that. We got this. Okay. I'm going to... let me put my glasses on, okay? I think it's better I do that. I got to tell you a cute little story. Shortly after my son was born many years ago, he's now 40. He got some kind of an infection or whatnot, and I spoke to the pediatrician at the hospital. I was an intern at the time, and he said, go home and give him a shot of penicillin. So I took the syringe and everything home, and my wife held Bruce over her shoulder, and I grabbed his little bottom cheek, and I go like this. And I stuck it right into my thumb, so.
Careful.
You can tell I don't like doing this, never have. Okay. We want to get a lot of blood. There we go. Okay?
See the blood?
There we go. Now, I'm wiping this needle thoroughly in this blood. And I say to my friends Fauci, and Gottlieb, and Galpin, and Gallo and all the rest of those criminals, all right, that this is for the sake of humanity and no other reason.
There you go. There you go.
And believe me, it hurts.
Yes. It hurts. Bam. I'm trying to tell you, dude. And I'm going to show you this because you need to know this. You need to go ahead and hear this because... What? See what I'm saying, man? They be hitting me, dude. They be hitting me all the time. See this shit? What the fuck, man? I ain't even fucking do shit. What the fuck? What the fuck is this shit, dude? See what I'm saying, dude? What the fuck, man? The fuck is this shit, dude? What the fuck, man? fucking bastards, man. Get the fuck out of my way, dude. Nobody even watched that shit, dude. I didn't even have that motherfucker up. No, I didn't have it up, dude. I'm telling you, I know I didn't have it up. Look at this fucking shit, dude.
For good science.
Do you think in your lifetime you might see a pro-choice Republican nominee for president?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. No telling what you'll see in my lifetime when it comes to American politics
Do you
on
think
both
it's
sides.
important, though, to have a pro-life president on the Republican ticket?
I think
What
it's
might be
important.
wrong?
I think it's important for people to understand that a culture of life is in our national interest, and that, you know, it is also important to understand that the politics of abortion isn't going to change until people's hearts change and fully understand
This is a damn
the
joke,
meaning of
man.
life and what it means for a society to value life in all forms, whether it be the life of the unborn or
See?
the life of the elderly.
Visibility,
Or
that
the life
motherfucker
of
is
the,
not visible, man.
you know, less fortunate among us, or the life of the rich guy. I mean,
Shit is not visible, dude.
It is it's a moral touchstone, I think.
So-
will
so what
speak
the
to a
fuck?
healthy society in the long run. And
What the fuck gives,
I
man?
don't know what's going to happen in American politics.
This is
I
bullshit,
do know
man.
that in order for a president to be effective,
It's
he better
fucking
bring a set
weak.
of principles from which he will not deviate, and articulate them as clearly as he can, and then not worry about, you know, immediate popularity, because popularity comes and goes, but what doesn't change are solid principles. And I'm going to remind his Holy Father how important his voice is in making it
I mean,
easy
he
for
understand.
politicians like
You
me
think he
to be able to
fucking dumb?
stand and defend our positions that are, I think, you know, very important positions to take.
Mr. President, final question.
Yes, sir.
You said famously, when you looked into Vladimir Putin's eyes, you saw his soul.
Yeah,
When you look into Benedict XVI's eyes, what do you see?
God.
Damn. That's all you need to know.
Good way to end the interview.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Is
you,
it?
sir. My pleasure.
No. So, when they give you that's they. I mean, hey. Yeah, I didn't say it. I said good. You want to hit me for you give me a strike for that? I said good. It's about good. You fuckers wouldn't know nothing about that. Fucking YouTube. Fuck YouTube. Administer, to dispense, supply, furnish, give, as to administer poison or a stupefying mixture, not simply to prescribe or give a drug, but to direct and cause it to be taken. That offense is not to be confined to the manual administering of poison. So construed, the law would be substantially without effect and would not reach the large class of offenders at whom it is aimed. Administer has a far more extended meaning: to furnish or cause to be furnished and taken, to give or cause to be taken by any mode. Etymologically, applicable to anything that can be done by the hand to or for another. Neither Neither fraud nor deception is a necessary ingredient in the act of administering poison. To force poison into the stomach of another, to compel another by threats of violence to swallow poison, to furnish poison to another for the purpose and with the intention that the person shall commit suicide therewith, and which poison is accordingly taken for that purpose, or to be present at the taking of poison by suicide, participating in the taking by assistance, persuasion, or otherwise, although the party intends and agrees himself also to commit suicide. Each is a mode of administering poison. The word does not then always imply service. See attempt and noxious. 2. To dispense directly. To dispense, direct the application of, as to administer the law, justice. Administrable, capable of being administered or rendered effective as an administrable decree or law. To propound the form of, to give, tender as, to administer an oath, to manage, to settle as, to administer the estate of an intestator or testator who has no executor. In other words, they got the poison pen for you. They got the poison pen for you, and they've been hip to all of the poison. Administer. You didn't know what it. Hey, misinformation, huh? Was it when I said something about when I said something about this pangolin here? You see, he's holding the pangolin here. I carry these. You see how these? I carry this. Most of these slides I'm gonna show you here. I carry them around in a notebook with me. I have a 3-ring binder now, cause the little transcript type folder thing. No, they don't work for me no more. I got too much. Now this is from the school, okay? Now they have the AMI, like the snow day packets. They have them ready before the school year even start. Because I'm pretty sure they bring it home at the beginning of the year, so that way they have it if there's a snow day. See what I'm saying? Now, here they tell you a virus is a small non-living particle. Biologists consider viruses to be non-living because viruses are not cells. A host is a living thing that provides a source of energy for a virus, which acts like a parasite. They won't go so far as to tell you the real fucking deal, but I think they do. I think they let you know right here, because they destroy the cells in which they multiply. It enters it once inside, takes over. The proteins are then assembled into new. Yep. So because that's they got to get rid of that waste. Here we go. Each virus, however, can enter or infect only a few types of cells in a few types of species. Yeah. Most cold viruses only infect cells in the nose and throat. You see what I mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Misinformation, huh? If you want to, you can stop and read this here. I won't comment on it because I don't know. The source material anyway. To inoculate, to communicate the smallpox or cowpox by infusing the virus of the disease taken from one person into the veins of another. Inoculation. In medicine, the practice of communicating the smallpox or cowpox by means of infusing the matter of a ripened pustule into the veins of a person who has not bad that distemper. So they don't have it and you're going to give it to them? Is that what it says? Whenever it says the veins of a person who has not that bad distemper. Yeah. Inoculate, to insert a bud or cutting of one plant in another, to insert the virus of the smallpox, or to vaccinate. Inoculo, to oculus, an eye, meaning the eye of the bud. Yeah, this is a report from Iron Mountain here, and they tell you all about, here we go, political, permanent possibility. We gotta be war. Everything gotta be war. But culture and scientific orientation has determined the basic standards of value in the creative arts and has provided the fundamental motivational source of scientific and technological progress. Concepts that the arts express values independent of their own forms, and that the successful pursuit of knowledge has intrinsic social value, have long been accepted in modern societies. The development of the arts and sciences during this period has been correlated to the parallel development of weaponry. We've got to have some substitutes for the functions of war. Discussion of the ways and means of transition to such a world are meaningless unless substitute institutions can be devised to fill these functions. Or B, it can reasonably be hypothecated that the loss or partial loss of any one function need not destroy the viability of future societies. What? Oh, here we go. Such substitute institutions and hypotheses must meet varied criteria. In general, they must be technically feasible, politically acceptable, and potentially credible to the members of societies that adopt them. Specifically, they must be characterized as an acceptable economic surrogate for the war system will require an expenditure of resources for completely non-productive purposes at a level comparable to that of military expenditures otherwise demanded by the size and complexity of each society. Such a substitute system of comparing waste must be of a nature that will permit it to remain independent of the normal supply-demand economy. It must be subject to arbitrary political control. So, whenever we come with a space force, you mean it's just a way to charge? Is that what he said? Is that what it? Space and all that. It's just a way to charge. It's just entertainment. Is that what they're saying? A viable political substitute for war must posit a generalized external menace to each society of a nature and degree sufficient to require the organization and acceptance of political authority. You mean to tell me that if you don't have this bullshit going on, then the people would realize that they don't need somebody lording over them? First, in the permanent absence of war, new institutions must be developed that will effectively control the social destructive segments of societies. For purposes of adapting the physical and psychological dynamics of human behavior to the needs of social organization, a credible substitute for war must generate an omnipresent and readily understood fear of personal destruction. This fear must be of a nature and degree sufficient to ensure adherence to societal values to the full extent that they are acknowledged to transcend the value of individual human life. Wow. A substitute for war in its function as the uniquely human system of population control must ensure the survival, if not necessarily the improvement of the species in terms of its relations to environmental supply. A surrogate for the function of war as the determinant of cultural values must establish a basis of socio-moral conflict of equally compelling force and scope. A substitute motivational basis for the quest of scientific knowledge must be similarly informed by a comparable sense of internal necessity. A comprehensive social welfare program directed towards maximum improvement of general conditions of human life. A giant open-ended space research program aimed at unreachable targets. A permanent, ritualized, ultra-elaborate disarmament inspection system and variants of such a system. An omnipresent, virtually omnipotent internal police force. An established and recognized extraterrestrial menace. Massive global environmental pollution. Fictitious alternate enemies. You see yes, fictitious. Programs generally derived from the Peace Corps model. modern, sophisticated form of slavery. Intensified environmental pollution, new religions and other mythologies, socially oriented blood games, and combinations of any and all of the above. A comprehensive program of applied eugenics. No replacement institution offered for cultural, scientific, secondary requirements of the space research, social welfare, and or eugenics programs. Yeah. And then they got this lockstep, but I mean, you know, you can check it out. It's called lockstep. I think I got the little thing back here. I'm try to expedite this a little bit. But yeah, here you go. Here's the little page where who it's from and everything. All right, hang on just a second. Pharmaceutical. To practice witchcraft, poison or medicine. Pharmacy. Salutary or poisonous. Apothecary. Poison, a substance which, when taken into the stomach, mixed with the blood or applied to the skin or flesh, proves fatal or deleterious by an action not mechanical. Venomous. Anything infectious, malignant, or noxious to health. That which taints or destroys moral purity or health. Poison, to infect with anything fatal to life. 2, to attack, injure, or kill by poison. 3, to taint, to mar, to impair, as discontent poisons the happiness of life. 4, to corrupt, poisoned, infected, or destroyed by poison. Poisonous, venomous, having the qualities of poison, corrupting, impairing soundness or purity. Poisonously, with fatal or injurious effects, venomously. Good.Verity, common cold. Hey, what the fuck is this shit you talking about? Common cold. Yeah, a little coronavirus. Ain't gonna do nothing to you. What the shit? You can read all this right here. You want to, you can pause or whatever. This too. Man, you kidding me? 33 of them, they got them right here. I carry this right here with me. I mean, I'm telling you, I carry it with me because I'm ready for y'all. Because I know you're full of shit. Here go your boy here. Overall clinical consequences of COVID-19 may ultimately be more akin to those of a severe seasonal influenza. Well, that's from your boy. Shit. I didn't say it. You know, and this is, you know, shit ain't important, man. We ain't got time for all this. But I got it. I keeps it with me, man. In my notebook, I rob it all the time because I know, no. I'm not no damn crash test dummy. You cashing on me. I finally suggested the home isolation of persons with suspected COVID-19 might not be a good control strategy. No shit, right? Yeah, I got all of them. You know, I know all of them that's supposed to be looking out for me that ain't doing their job. Yeah. It was. Imagine that. Hey, don't holler at me, man. Holler at your people here. You too? Not me? Cause you see what I'm saying? We can't even bring that. We can't do nothing because y'all shut us down. There we go. Yeah, we getting it in there. Wow. This right here is very telling too. What's going on? What's going on here? It's not good. $30? My, wow. 30. Zero. Like my man said, point 3 thousandths of 1%. Yeah, because I mean, you touching your face, doing all this, you all up, yeah. That, I mean, it's not good for you. No need for no healthy person to put that on and harm themselves. Now this is when you know, they had that 30,000 I was just commenting on. Yeah, that was when they went woo way up here, way up here. I mean, and historically, this is what it does. You know, this is what it does historically. They don't ever have it go way up here. Can you explain that to us, YouTube? Can you explain that to us? This is the data, man. I mean, misinformation my ass. All cause mortality during 19 COVID, no plague, and likely signature of mass homicide by government. I didn't say it, man. This Civil Liberties Association right here. You holler at him in Ontario. See what I mean? Because he's on it. And I mean, here we go. I mean, I carry this stuff around me because I got to have it for you. Because y'all be tripping. We're talking about probably the most horrible scandal and scam perpetrated not only in the name of science, but in humanity and in all history. And you think we gonna let you put up? No, I don't want, no. Where is that? Someone in here tells you. Yeah, I mean it. Come on, man. Was man-made. This yeah, they're gonna get paid. They're gonna get paid, baby, pay. Fatality rate for all infections across all groups, symptomatic as well as asymptomatic, is 0.26%. Got the people running a novel approach. Yeah, whatever. We don't, nearly 9 to 10. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Who predicted this? Wow. That's he's way off. Yeah, man, yeah, right. No, I mean, that's bad news. You try to get rid of that. Yeah. I'm putting yeah. Imagine that. Yeah. Check this out. Now this was the year before last, right? Year before last. You know what I mean? Way high. Very high. The influenza. We was in the red here where I'm in, right here in the natural, in the natural state. And then this past December just passed. What happened? What's going on? No, where the influenza? This was last year. What happened? What happened? Now we get to this year. No influenza no more. Gone. Influenza gone. I didn't say it, YouTube. I didn't say it. This was from this is your people's, man. I don't know how to do nothing like this. I just put up what you put down. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I get it all up for you, YouTube. It's your shits, man. I didn't say it. Right here, yeah, baby. Whoa! Been at it right there. Yep. Yep. You better know for sure. What is that? We wanna see what year you were in when you were doing this right here. Oh, this was real recent, huh? Okay. Where this one from? I wonder. Vaccine is medicine related to vaccination caused by vaccination. Vaccine related to a vaccination caused by vaccination. Vaccine. What? Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought, man. I mean, Vaccine inoculation, an important substitute for the Varelius, was perfected by Dr. Jenner of England about the year 1800 and received its name from the infectious matter having been first taken from the teat of cow. Sounds good, don't it? Well. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, this is coming from the guy that I mean, well, I mean, y'all remember back in the days, back, you know, when the computer was real in the 90s, you know, I mean, it was you had to hear a little yes, this guy here, he had to corrupt the kernel. You know, that way we could get the antivirus. You know, that's him. That's what he hooked us up with. He got the antivirus for the computer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this is about. I mean, he commented. Right here. This is his quote. I don't know. You know what I mean? He said that he could help the virus. Huh. Foul or contagious? Poison. Virus is poison. Is that what it said? Virus. Poison. Virulent. Poison. Yeah. So it's like a man full of poison. Yeah, that's right. Okay. See it? You see that this is a man, a man. I'm finna look this up right here. How you say that, dude? Oh man, what the fuck?
Virile.
Virile. Of relating to or having the characteristics of an adult male, especially in having the ability to have sexual intercourse. Masculine in a robust way. Manly, energetic, or forceful. Say it again.
Virile.
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 Virile. Which one is it?
Virile.
Virile. Which one we got here? Which one I'm trying to do? I think it's this one. Say it.
Virile.
Virile. Say it again.
Virile.
Virile. Haha. Virile. Yes. Virile. So what is this? How is this? What does that mean? Oh, alright, y'all, man. I got some cats fighting. I'm gonna have to get up off here anyway. I've been running too long. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Until next time, I'm out.